I became a stripper at only 19 years old. Now, this wasn't something that I had aspired to do. I was actually in hair school at the time when I made this choice. So, to give you a little backstory, I graduated high school a year early, had a really traumatic experience, and then I attended community college for about a year. I dropped out and I wasn't sure what I was doing with my life or where I was going. Around this time, my stepfather was also released from prison. He was a big abuser and he began weaseling his way back into my mother's life. And basically, one day, my mom decided she was going to sign me up for hair school without any conversation about it whatsoever. She brought me to the hair school. I had an interview. She agreed to the monthly payment, which was $500 a month. And there it was. I was going to hair school. Well, a couple of months later, she decided that she was no longer going to pay for it anymore. So now I had to come up with $500 myself. So I was only working part-time as a pizza delivery girl, and I had enough to just pay the bills that I had. But there was a strip club about an hour away that was advertising on the radio for an amateur night every Thursday. So I kept hearing it, and I finally thought, I'm gonna do it, right? So I entered the amateur night contest and I actually got third place. Following the contest, the manager or one of the managers offered me a job as a waitress at the club. So this entailed 3 nights a week. I was now making $100 to $200 a night, and I had enough money to pay for the hair program. And then also I was able to leave the toxic environment in my home and afford rent. And the reason why I'm sharing my story with you now is because if you've ever made choices in your life and you've carried shame or guilt around it, I've had to learn to look back at younger versions of myself and understand the circumstances that I was actually living through and the weight that I was shouldering, right? So through my inner child work, shadow work, my inner journey, I've learned to have deeper compassion and forgiveness for myself and acceptance, and I've been able to release a lot of the shame. So I'm sharing my lived experience and what has helped me along the way. And maybe something in my story will help you look at your own story a little differently. So if this resonates with you, follow along while I share a journey within.